Hello, my name is Lanie and welcome to my Hivecast series, Movie Mania. In this, I will go through movie history, exploring and explaining genres, events, and details about many famous movies. Today's edition is Movies with the Curse. Many people believe that certain movies retain a strain of eerie coincidences that are quite unexplainable. These cursed movies do have a dark history, so today I will dive into the reasons why these 10 movies and franchises are cursed. Rebel Without a Cause, released in 1955, was one of the defining movies of the decade. While the movie remains a pop culture staple, many believe that the main actors were cursed. James Dean, Sal Mineo, Nick Adams, and Natalie Wood will all die before the age of 45. Dean would pass away in a head-on collision 1 month before the film was released. Mineo was stabbed to death in 1976. Adams' death in 1968 was either a drug overdose or suicide. Wood's death is an even bigger mystery. After a boat trip with her husband Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken, Wood was found drowned. What led to her death is still unknown. All of these tragic deaths lead many to suspect a curse. Can you imagine John Wayne playing Genghis Khan? Well, that is what happens in the 1956 film The Conqueror. This movie is considered cursed because it resulted in the deaths of 46 people. The reason for the high number of casualties is simple. The movie was filmed near a nuclear test site. Out of the 220 crew members, 91 of them developed cancer, which resulted in 46 deaths. Director Dick Powell, stars John Wayne, Agnes Moorehead, and Susan Hayward all contracted cancer. While these numbers may seem high, many now believe that the number of people that developed cancer was around average. Also, all the people listed previously were heavy smokers. So you decide, is The Conqueror really cursed? Rosemary's Baby from 1968 is one terrifying movie, but did you know that the people believe it is cursed? Many people who worked on the movie were deemed to be cursed. Even the building the film is set in. 1 year after the release of the film, director Roman Polanski's pregnant wife, Sharon Tate, was murdered by the Manson family. Years later, Polanski would become a felon in the U.S., resulting in him fleeing the country to France. He was charged with crimes against a minor. He still remains free today. William Castle, a producer of Rosemary's Baby, was hospitalized with kidney stones due to the stress and backlash of the movie. Another producer, Robert Evans, was almost convicted of murder charges in the Cotton Club murder. The composer of this film, Krzysztof Komeda, fell off an embankment in 1968 and died in a coma around 1 year later. Remember how I said the building could be cursed? Well, just outside of the Dakota, the location of the film, famous musician John Lennon was murdered. Could this demonic movie truly have a terrible curse? The 1973 classic The Exorcist is considered to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. But the movie could have a curse. 2 of the main actors passed away before the movie was even released. Many other actors also lost or almost lost loved ones during production. Ellen Bernstein, the actress who plays Chris McNeil, suffered terrible back injuries and a fractured spine during the filming of an intense scene. The actual moment where she fractured her spine is still in the movie today. The craziest evidence of the curse was the fire on set in 1972. The entire McNeil household was damaged except for one area, the bedroom where the exorcisms occurred. Was the curse real, or was this just a publicity stunt? The 1974 horror film The Omen is most famous for its apparent curse. But what actually happened? During the filming, Gregory Peck's plane was struck by lightning. Soon after, another plane was struck by lightning, this one containing executive producer Mace Neufeld. At another point, Peck and Neufeld were supposed to eat at a restaurant, and it was bombed by the IRA. Another incident occurred during the production. A plane that was hired to take aerial shots for the film, but it was switched last minute. The original plane would crash and kill everyone on board. After the production of the film was finished, one of the animal trainers who worked on the film was mauled to death by a tiger. An important part of the movie was its special effects, and that was even impacted by the curse. John Richardson, a special effects artist, was in a car crash after production wrapped. The crash occurred on Friday the 13th and killed Richardson's passenger, Liz Moore. The creepiest part is that there was an alleged road sign near the accident that said Omen 66.6 kilometers. This film does have a dark history, but is it cursed? While the 1979 film Apocalypse Now is a renowned war epic, its set may have housed a terrible curse. During the filming, lead actor Martin Sheen experienced many tragedies, including a near-fatal heart attack. The production was also chaotic due to the many demands by the actors like Marlon Brando and Dennis Hopper. There was one major event that impacted the filming as well. A typhoon hit during production of the film. This led to the film to be even further behind schedule, and it caused the budget to grow. In the end, this movie became the masterpiece we know today, but the production of the movie did feel like an apocalypse. Many believe that the 1982 film Poltergeist and its many sequels are cursed for one main reason. Actress Jo Beth Williams stated that real skeletons were used during the filming of a particular scene. Could this have led to the deaths of 4 actors in the series? The most famous of these was of child protagonist Heather O'Rourke, who plays Carol Ann. O'Rourke passed away due to an intestinal anomaly at the age of 12. Dominique Dunn, who plays older sister Dana, was murdered by her ex-partner. Julian Beck played Kane in the second Poltergeist film. Beck committed suicide after a stomach cancer diagnosis. Will Sampson, who played Taylor, died during surgery. Were real skeletons the cause of the deaths of so many actors? One main incident may come to your mind when you remember the 1994 film The Crow, but many unsettling events occurred during the making of the film. One day, the crew showed up to set, having received the voicemail. It claimed bad things would happen if The Crow was made. Soon after this event, an electrician working on the set was electrocuted. He received third-degree burns and lost both of his ears due to amputation. Due to a hurricane, some of the backlot was destroyed. The notorious incident that surrounds the film is the death of star Brandon Lee, son of actor Bruce Lee. While shooting a scene where Lee's character is shot, a dummy round was stuck in the barrel of the gun. Along with blanks in the gun, the dummy round was able to cause similar damage to a real bullet. It shot Lee, causing him to pass away in the hospital. The filming was finished using doubles and tricky camera work. This cult classic remains a haunted and cursed movie. But what do you think? Superman is one of the most iconic superheroes, but many of those who portray the legendary character or work on a Superman film have been faced with misfortune. The main 2 victims of the curse are George Reeves and Christopher Reeve. George Reeves played the character in the 1950s television series. In 1959, he was found dead due to a gunshot wound. His death still remains a mystery. In the 70s and 80s, Christopher Reeves played the title character in 4 Superman films. Due to a horse riding incident in 1995, Reeves was paralyzed from the neck down. He would pass away in 2004. Other people related to this curse include Marlon Brando, Kirk Allen, Margot Kidder, Richard Pryor, Allison Mack, and many more. Superman may stand up for good, but his film history remains mysterious. How could a movie have a curse even if it's never been made? Atuk is based on the novel The Incomparable Atuk by Mordecai Richler. It revolves around the Inuit title character trying to adapt to the big city. The movie has been attempted to be made several times, but around 6 of the actors who were interested in the film died before the movie was made. The actors related to the curse include John Belushi, Sam Kingston, John Candy, and Chris Farley, Michael Donahue, and Phil Hartman. Could it be possible that this unmade movie has a terrible curse? Many movies are attributed with a curse. The Wizard of Oz, Twilight Zone the movie, The Misfits, the Dark Knight trilogy, The Passion of the Christ, Terminator franchise, and Cannibal Holocaust all have a supposed curse. But what do you think? Could a film be cursed? Or the many incidences listed previously be a coincidence? If you enjoyed this topic, reach out and contact us for a part 2. Well, that concludes Movies with a Curse. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you did, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or ideas for future topics, comment down below. Click the link for the complete list of films with ratings and reviews. Thanks for watching.